All right, what up, what up, what up? All right, let me put the background up at least. Get it professional, Bri. What's up, guys? How are you? What's happening? Welcome back. Happy hump day. Good to see you. Nice of you to join me. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the show, which is Blunt Politics. You're watching on Boston Brian. I appreciate you joining me. Welcome to the actual fighting, the actual resistance, the people that actually, get down in the gutter and don't mind getting dirty. In this fight against fascism and authoritarianism, against unconstitutional policies and that's the whole thing. You know how it is. But smash the like button. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be more of a laid back show today. So I hope you don't mind me doing that. Then I appreciate you being here. So let me see here if I can bring in the chat. Say hey, what's up, Steph? How are you? What's going on, everybody on Twitch? Appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe or like or join or whatever you do on Twitch. That would be fantastic. How are you? What's going on? Nordez, how are you on YouTube? Everybody on YouTube, appreciate you. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? Let's see here. Chaz, how are you? Sarah, how are you? Oh, Sparkler Raid incoming. Thank you, Sparklers. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you, Hal. There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you, Hal. Thank you so much for having me on. Sorry it was so short. But like I said, lots going on. I appreciate you squeezing me in there. I appreciate the raid as well, too. Thank you so much. All the sparklers very much appreciate your hopping over here. So make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Subscribe to the show if you have not already. And again, thanks, Hal. I appreciate it. And he was just showing on his show, if you weren't watching, I don't know what the hell you were doing. But he was just showing some Republicans that weren't very happy with this bullshit, bigoted bill, the big bullshit bill. I don't know, whatever Trump wants to call it, this huge monstrosity that I was always thought that Republicans hated the fact of any bill over 1,000 pages. Remember Marjorie Taylor Greene was complaining, they gave us like 1 day to read 1,000 pages. Like, don't they hate big, like, monstrous bills that there's no way they're going to read the whole thing and know what's actually in it? Like, isn't that the whole fight? I don't know. Anyway, hypocrisy is what we're here to call out, and there's no shortage of that. We're going to have a good show for us tonight. Hi, Rachel. How are you? What's going on? Actually, Aaron, how are you? What's going on? Dame Dog, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you guys. What up, JD? Appreciate you. Hi, Moms. How's everything? That's not Moms, but that is. Hi, Moms. How are you? What's up, Olive? What's happening there, buddy? What's going there, Chief? What's going on, Chris? Well, thank you, guys. What's up, Winnie? What's up, Sage? Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you very much. I really do. I really do appreciate you. All right, let's see if I can show you at least what's going on tonight. I think this worked last time, so hopefully it should work this time. The only thing that doesn't work when I do that is my drops, which is a bummer. I'm not going to lie. It is a bummer because they double up for some reason. But I think we'll manage without. All right, so let me just see if I can put myself to the side, bring that in right here. All right, we're going to get through a couple things this evening. We're going to try to have a few laughs. We're going to try to, dig into a little bit of the bullshit that's been floating around again with this Golden Dome. We're going to get into, it's going to be like there might be a little bit of Jimmy Dore theme here. Alex Jones might be making an appearance too, so get ready for that. Let's see here. But first, we're going to start off with Kristi Noem having absolutely no idea what habeas corpus means and getting humiliated in front of the world, basically. Then we're going to talk about how the Pentagon has officially accepted the Qatar jet that Trump plans on using as Air Force One, so they can now begin the years-long process of, cleaning the semen and blood out of the carpets and the upholstery. We're also going to be talking about, like I said, Jimmy Dore has something to say about Kash Patel and Dan Bongino's little meeting they had with Maria Bartiromo. I don't think they're too happy what they had to say. A lot of things going around. We're going to be taking a look at this. This is, if you go to Rumble, right, and you type in Alex Jones, Dan Bongino. Alex Jones also had a response he's had a few responses to Dan Bongino and Kash Patel and what they had to say as far as their interview with Maria. So I'm gonna love getting into that. This is Jimmy Dore. This was Jimmy Dore live, right? And he was actually talking about Tucker Carlson, talking about how Dan Bongino and Kash Patel are full of shit, right? But for some reason on Rumble, you can't rewind. You can't go back to the beginning of the show, I guess, until the show ends. I don't know how it works, really. But so I paused it as they were talking about this $175 Golden Dome plan. So maybe that'll tie in a little bit to when we talk about the Golden Dome. We also have, obviously, the news of the day, Donald Trump's meeting with the South African leader. Which I know you saw a little bit on Hal's, but I mean, come on, just some of the most ridiculous shit you'll ever see a president pull. You know what I mean? He has absolutely no shame whatsoever. And then this is obviously the other day where Trump was unveiling his plan for the Golden Dome. And we'll be talking about that. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, lots to get into. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the show. It would be fantastic. Again, I'm Brian. This is Blunt Politics. Let's get into it. All right. Let's see. Let's hear a little bit of Kristi Noem not having any idea whatsoever what habeas corpus stands for, means, how it's enacted, who enacts it, who actually owns that right, or anything like that. So let's get into this. Is Maggie Hassan actually taking Kristi Noem to school? So let me make this bigger for you guys, and we'll get into this. Let me know that you guys can hear it. Give me a couple thumbs ups in the chat. Hey, Jen, thank you so much for being here in DC right now. Puke. Well, I appreciate it. Hey, Tiff, thank you guys for your services. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, here we go.
Secretary Noem, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let me stop you, ma'am. Habeas corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President
habeas
Lincoln
corpus,
used it.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea.
I mean, the embarrassment you must have to endure to work for Donald Trump or under Donald Trump is just, it must be soul crushing to the people that actually have some little bits of intelligence in there, but are just going with the flow because of either, I don't know, addiction to power or money, or, the closeness or the perks they get for being in the administration or being anywhere surrounded in Trump's little group that he's got. You know what I mean? It never ceases to amaze me the levels that people are willing to sink to in order to hold on to power or hold on to, financial gains. It's incredible. It really is incredible. I mean, to sit there in front of these people as, somebody that's supposed to be a leader in the administration, somebody that has serious roles, serious, people working under her, a huge administration that she has to take care of, to not know. And this is Alyssa Slotkin, who, again, I am not the biggest fan of, but if she's going to rip Kristi Noem apart in front of everybody, I shall take it. So let's see what she has to say.
My concern is you're sending a chill down the spine of America by going after people who either have legal status or American citizens. And when my colleagues ask you about habeas corpus, and you say, literally, we can review the tape, that you believe it's a right the president has. You sat here in front of all of us and swore an oath to the Constitution.
You can actually hear in the background go, yep, I did say that. I sure did. You can play the tape back, and it's definitely going to say that because I said it.
And that is not at all what habeas corpus is. It is a right that we all get, that American citizens get, that people who are in the United States legally have. So my concern is it's complete overreach. I don't think American citizens, even those who voted for Trump, believe that you should be able to just grab someone off the street, sloppy, who has the legal right to be here, and certainly an American citizen. And I just am concerned that while you say you're going after the most dangerous folks, what you're actually doing is going after folks for political reasons, right? A PhD.
See again the wording. Why do we have to word it as you're afraid of? Like, don't you know? Like we've already seen the political use of the of ICE, right? We've already seen them go after political opponents. We've already seen them go after people that have written things 10 years ago that disagreed with another country, not even the United States, taken out. So it doesn't make any sense to me why you would why we still have to use this, like, this pussyfoot language, like, I'm kind of afraid of maybe it's happening. I'm afraid to say that we're going to maybe possibly see. No, we are seeing this, because I think right after this, she goes ahead and says, no, Kristi Noem says we're not deporting American citizens or detaining illegal American citizens. And she comes right back and says, no, you've done 10 of them already.
A PhD student that's
we are absolutely
is not at the top of the list.
And we're not deporting U.S. citizens, and we're not deporting
10
people
of them
who
have been
legal
deported.
Status here.
10 of them have been deported, right?
And we're not deporting U.S. citizens, and we're not deporting
10
people
of them
who
have been
legal
deported.
status here.
10 American citizens.
10 American citizens have been deported. So can we stop with this? I'm afraid to say, maybe it's scaring me to see this. Like, this is what the fuck is going on. Like, this is what's happening. This is what we're seeing. 10 American citizens have already been deported. What the hell is going on? You need to answer for this. You need to answer for the reason why you can dress up in cosplay, why you've gone out in a Halloween costume associated with every fucking branch of the armed forces that we have, and then some. Why can you do that? Right? Why does your makeup fucking looks spot on as far as, somebody that would vote for Donald Trump, but you don't know what fucking habeas corpus is, right? You can't sit here and tell me what's in that Constitution that you swore an oath to in order to be a part of the administration. Like, we as stupid as Noem looks here, right? We should be able to shine light on what the hell is going on in a blunt way, where it's going to get to the American people that actually see these things, where they can say, holy shit, right? Like, these people, A, don't know what the hell they're doing. B, are breaking laws left and right. They're clearly not following the Constitution. They're deporting American citizens. Like, wow. Like, what, a lot of people that watched, might not happen to see this, that are as involved in the news and the political ramifications of the Trump administration as we are. So, hold on, something went by. Oh, Aaron, let's go. 8 months. Hey, everyone, just popping in before Liberal Dan. Appreciate you. Tell Liberal Dan that I said hello. I appreciate him as well. So thank you, Aaron. Congrats on the 8 months. What's up, Adam? Appreciate you, my man. Thank you for your services. Thank you for keeping that chat safe down there. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's just embarrassing on so many different levels to see our who are supposed to be the heads of this country, running this country, not have any idea what the hell they're standing for, what they're running for, what they, what the principles and the policies and the Constitution says of this country. The rights that are afforded to Americans, they have no idea. They haven't read up on this. They know what she cares about is looking good. What she cares about is going out and, in the DHS costumes, and, going out there with the Coast Guard, going out there with some Marines, and, dressing up like them and going on these raids, right? It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun for her. That's all she cares about. She doesn't give a shit about the actual rights of people. But what say you guys? Kristi is just talking to get sound bites clipped for right-wing media. Well, that's what a lot of them do. They know, as stupid as they look in front of these people, right? They can look incredibly stupid, But they also know that the shows that are going to play those clips of her looking stupid, most of the people that follow Donald Trump and had, like Kristi Noem, aren't going to see that, right? What they're going to see is Rumble. What they're going to see is the right-wing shows that they watch, clipping the parts where they think Noem, stuck it to the Democratic senators, right? That's typically going to be the thumbnail, no matter what happens in some of these hearings and committee meetings and stuff, right? They know how to take that 2-second soundbite and twist it to make it look like she had the upper hand the whole time. The Democratic senators didn't know what hit them. You can already see it coming, even though, as you know, even just watching a few clips, or a lot of you probably watched a lot of this, because I know you're that invested and that involved, and you probably know that she actually did look like a complete asshole. She, completely represented the Trump administration well. And hold on, Mom is calling. Let me see what Mom has to say. If Mom calls, you gotta answer, right? That's the rule. That's the rule. Hello?
Hey, are you doing you're doing your phone thing?
Am I doing my phone thing?
Are you on your show?
I sure am.
Oh, sorry.
Can I call you after?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. Is everything all right? All right. Love you. Bye. All righty. Well, Mom says hi, everybody. Appreciate it. Thanks, Crystal. She said, you can tell where I get my my technological savvy from, because she says, "Are you doing your phone thing?" Meaning the show. If you didn't know, yes, I'm doing my phone thing, Mom. I appreciate it. I think she thinks it's like a Zoom meeting I do a couple times a week. I don't know. Who knows? I'm still not sure. But all right, let's take a look at this ridiculousness, right? I mean, I still say he never flies on this thing, as it officially being Air Force One. I just don't see it unless he tries to take like a little joyride on it before the Air Force has to strip it down, which again, I don't see the Secret Service allowing anyway. So I'm putting my money on, which I don't have a lot of. I'll just put that out there, on the fact that he never flies on this thing as Air Force One. Oh, thank you, Allie. Hold on 1 second. I messed up. She calls it your phone thing. Yes. This is my phone. You guys are my phone people. Oh, geez. But yeah, that's just my guess. I don't think he ever flies on it as president, as that jet being considered Air Force One. I just don't like it. The like I said, the disassembly and the upgrades that it would need are going to take, I don't know, months, years at an exorbitant cost. I can't see the Secret Service liking this idea at all in the first place. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some Secret Service agents out there telling people in the Air Force to be like, all right, make this take as long as fucking possible. Like, you rip this thing apart down to the screws, please, and then just keep it disassembled for as long as possible. We'll tell them it's under construction and we're doing fancy things and putting, radars and shit. You don't know, right? We'll just tell them whatever. We'll tell them whatever the fuck, and just please, just keep it. He'll forget about it in a couple months, and we won't have to deal with it. Just don't let him see it. Just don't let him see it, because there's just no way that the Secret Service can be comfortable allowing the president, who they're responsible for, and his, the people that fly with him, his whole team, to get on one of these jets and feel safe about it. I just don't see how that could possibly happen. But let's just watch a couple seconds of this, see what they had to say on NBC News about this. Let's see.
Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Kristen Welker in Washington.
Yeah, you suck.
On day 2 of President Trump's Mideast trip, as he looks to deepen and in some cases renew relationships in the region in ways that could also enrich his sprawling personal business interests. The president arrived in...
Can you see the difference now in reporting between Trump first term, Trump second term? I mean, the casualness in which he just came and said, yeah, the president just came from Saudi Arabia, in which he's going to enrich himself. Right? Am I the only one that caught that?
Could also enrich his sprawling personal business interests.
Right? Well, can we get that one more time? I mean, in the first one, it was like, okay, we're gonna make him divest from all his companies. We're gonna, make him sign it over to his kids. We're gonna make him do all this bullshit. We're gonna make sure he's not doing this and that. Right? There was still some good reporters. There was still some good people inside Washington to make sure that at least it wasn't this blatant. Like, this is what he wanted it to be like in the first term. This is what he wanted to be able to do, but he wasn't able to. I'm not saying he was obviously he was a scumbag and profited in many ways from his first term, but I don't think it would have been reported as casual as this, right? Or as nonchalant as this. Listen to this one more time.
Trump's Mideast trip as he looks to deepen and in some cases renew relationships in the region in ways that could also enrich his sprawling personal business interests. The president arrived in Qatar today, where he was greeted by the emir. The visit comes amid intensifying concerns from security experts and ethics watchdogs about the president's plan to accept a $400 million luxury Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One. The president has brushed aside any and all concerns, and he told Fox News while on board Air Force One, he feels his presidential plane is inferior. Look.
When you land and you see.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we don't. Yep. You sound like an asshole.
This was also top of mind at today's meetings as the president and the Qatari emir took part in a signing ceremony, which included a joint declaration of cooperation, as well as an agreement for Qatar to buy 160 jets from Boeing.
Yeah.
The president's push to tighten ties with Qatar comes as the Trump organization is building a golf club in Doha.
Oh, that's cute. I mean, it's probably a coincidence, right? I'm sure that's just happenstance that he happened to be traveling to the same places in which he also has personal interests from his businesses. I mean, I'm sure it just was a coincidence, guys.
And it's a notable shift from his past criticisms of the country. Here's what President Trump said about Qatar during his first.
I know. It's almost like you can just change what he thinks with a little bit of money. It's almost like he can be bought. It's almost like he can say terrible things about you in 1 minute, but if you give him a ton of fucking cash, he's your best friend. Those guys that really stay true to their beliefs.
Term.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism.
In which I would love to accept one of their jets. That the funder of terrorism guys. I know I said that and I meant it, and it was true at the time, but now they're being nice. They have offered to give me a plane. So forget that whole supporting terrorist thing. I apologize. That's my bad. I still believe it, but it's my bad. We're good now. What an asshole.
At a very high level.
The president
not even just supporting terrorism, guys. Not even just support at a very high level. What do you think? Like 35,000, 40,000 feet, you'd say? How high a level are we talking? Are they supporting terrorism? Like the irony that they've actually probably supported terrorism from the plane he's going to try to fly in as Air Force One is enough hypocrisy to, I don't know, at least bust a toe or something. You can at least stub a toe on that much hypocrisy.
A significantly different tone today, instead touting his close personal relationship with the emir.
We've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man. He's a great man, and we're going to help each other. I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship.
No, he's the same thing he was saying, guys. It's the same thing he was saying in 2017. You saw it. Same exact thing. Just in a little bit different terms. He's just a little bit different here. And the only thing that's changed, a jet as a gift.
And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But we always had a very special relationship.
Always. You know what? People always have special relationships with people they say support terrorism. It really is. It's really a good thing. But yeah, the Pentagon said it officially accepted a luxury jet from Qatar to use as Air Force One. The Secretary of Defense has accepted a Boeing 747 from Qatar in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. Bullshit. The Department of Defense will work to ensure proper security measures and functional mission requirements are considered for an aircraft used to transport the President of the United States. I want to see if they talk about how long they think it's going to take to break this thing down and actually make sure that it's safe to fly. Laura Loomer. What? Parnell added additional requests for information to the Air Force, reached out to Qatari officials for comment. News that the Trump was considering the plan, yada, yada, yada. Delays that slow the time, eventual delivery, yada, yada, yada. Because Qatar had to get it right? They had to take, actually, the 2-week delay either allowed them to take some stuff off the plane or to put some stuff on the plane, if you want to think of it that way. The prospect of the gifted plane has drawn security and ethical concerns. Obviously, that's a pretty strange offer. Laura Loomer, a Trump ally, said on social media that accepting a plane from Qatar would be such a stain on the Trump administration. I'm so disappointed. Let's see how disappointed she actually is. But does it actually say how long they think it's going to be? How a refitting would cost $1 billion and take years to complete. That's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. So they're going to try to drag that thing out. I guarantee it. I will put my money on it. He never flies, and that fucking thing is Air Force One. I mean, we talked about it here before, but you have to understand the level of technology and defense capabilities that Air Force One actually possesses. This isn't just some random jet with a couple fucking satellites and some radar systems, right? There's some serious technology and some serious weaponry on Air Force One, both of them, right? It's crazy to think that you would just be able to just, slap a couple radar systems on this thing, make sure it's got some kick the tires a little bit, spit on the wing, make sure it doesn't freeze up, and then it's going to be all set. Okay, here we go. It's all set. No, it's going to take ridiculous amounts of money. Here it's saying, I wonder who said this. I don't know who said this, but a refitting would cost $1 billion and take years to complete. More than twice the plane's reported value. Isn't that? The guy got a friggin' a jet reportedly worth $400 million, and is going to put a billion of taxpayer money into it, just so he can then take it afterwards as attached to his library. Not bad, right? Not bad, yeah. Art of the deal, Veronica, I believe they call that. I believe that is the art of the deal. I forget what page that is on. I forget what page that's on. But if you think about it, the shiesty motherfucker actually kind of has something going here. Do you know what I mean? A, it's not like he paid $400 million for it, right? B, it's not his $1 billion it would cost to refit the thing. C, it goes from the United States possession into Donald Trump's library, right, when it's decommissioned. So, he's pretty much getting a plane that is supposedly worth $1.4 billion at the end of all this, and he's paid nothing for it. And then the library will be responsible for the upkeep and the maintenance on it. I mean, fucking Christ. Yeah, the art of the fascist oligarchy. Right. Dumbo Jumbo. I like that one. Right, like he's done around the Oval Office, right? Library Foundation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll paint it gold. Well, he has that, I don't know if you guys saw it. Is it in this one? Yeah, see this? See this in the middle of the friggin', I think that's the new one. Actually, I wonder if he already had one made for the Qatari one. I can't tell if that's Air Force One or our current Air Force One with a new paint scheme, or if that's actually the Qatari jet that he had already mocked up in his little stupid Trump paint scheme that he has on his jet. See this stupid thing? Takes up the whole fucking room. Guarantee somebody bumped into that. I will put my, again, 2 cents that I have left remaining after my bet that he'll never fly in the Qatari jet on the fact that somebody has already knocked this plane over at one point or caught their leg on it walking by the table. What a pain in the ass that thing would be. What a dumb place for that. And what the hell? Are these gold fireplace fucking tools? And what is happening with this dude? And this? Oh my Jesus. Like, look at this gaudy shit over here. What is happening? Is that a Reich's Eagle? Is that from fucking Deutschland? Did he get that straight off the... Did he get this straight from the Reichstag? Jesus. And look at his hair. Look at his hair. What is happening today, sir? What is happening? How do you miss that big of a spot? Unless you're just not working with enough anymore. Unless it's just how it's going to be. That's just how it's going to be. All right, let me get rid of these two so they don't slow anything down. Let's see if we can get into a little bit, if you don't mind, of Jimmy Dore here. It says, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino repeat Epstein suicide lie. They lied to you, MAGA, and they lied to you, Maria Bartiromo. What are you thinking? And Jimmy Dore is going to give it to all. Give it to us. He's gonna give us the scoop right here. So make sure you hit the like button, please. Subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic. Up and away. And I'm sure we're gonna have to deal with 2 ads or something because it's Rumble.
When you're in that kind
Wow, no ads. All right, right to it. Let's roll.
of confinement, we call it solitary confinement. You're not supposed to have these things that you are able to hang yourself with. That's the whole point of the strict rules in there. You're not supposed to have 6 feet of cloth that you can dangle from the ceiling so you can hang yourself. This is prison 101.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide. But is this Justice Department going to investigate it? Probably not.
Wow, wait a minute. That's a slightly different stance and the different rhetoric than what we're hearing from Kash Patel now. Did you guys catch that? Did you catch that?
Supposed to have these things that you are able to hang yourself with. That's the whole point of the strict rules in there. You're not supposed to have 6 feet of cloth that you can dangle from the ceiling so you can hang yourself. This is prison 101.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide. But is this Justice Department going to investigate it? Probably not.
Does it look like a suicide? Doesn't look like a suicide to Kash Patel, but seems to have changed his tune.
Patel and Dan Bongino, who we all...
When was that? Doesn't have a date on the screen. He's with Stu Peters. What up there, Stewie? What a shit haircut Stu's working with. Good Lord.
all had high hopes for. They all said that they were going to go after the people, Jeffrey Epstein, and release all the transparency at the FBI. Here's what Kash Patel said. This is 3 years ago.
Did Jeffrey Epstein kill
3 years ago.
himself? Who killed Jeffrey Epstein? How about that?
Let me talk about, so I've spent a lot of time in federal detention facilities as a public defender before.
A lot of time in there, guys. Knows a lot about this stuff. Knows a lot about this.
Talking to my clients, so I kind of know how those work. He was in isolation. He was in a unit where he's in there not just to protect himself, but he's in there to protect the rest of the prison population because he was such a high profile case. What happens is in these units, there's supposed to be 24/7 guard duty on him directly.
What did they just show his death pictures right on Stu Peters' show? Like how bad could it be that Jimmy Dore has to blur it out on Rumble? I'm like, are they just literally showing Jeffrey Epstein's corpse on Stu Peters' show now, or what's going on?
And from what I was able to learn in this, in the lead up to
That was him, right? Was that him being taken
what happens is in these units, there's supposed to be 24/7 guard duty on him directly. And from what I was able to learn in
there it is. There it is. Didn't have to blur that one out.
this, in the lead up to his suicide is the guard fell asleep. Now, I don't really buy that, but it's almost impossible to prove otherwise unless you can obtain the videotape. And usually there isn't video looking into people's cells for a lot of reasons. And so we're stuck with that narrative. And do you know what happened to these guards? Supposedly they were going to get charged, but I've never heard anything that happened to these prison guards. Maybe you should.
Oh, all right. So Kash Patel must have charges coming from these prison guards right around the corner, everybody. Those charges should be just coming out any second now, because now he's got the reins of power.
We should try to find him and let's talk to him.
Yeah. It's like the Andy Griffith.
Do you think he's tracked them down? Do you think he's tracked them down yet at all? You think Pam Bondi's tracked those guards down yet? You think they've had an interview or a talk with them like they wanted?
Fifth thing, right? He falls
Yeah.
asleep with his feet up on the desk, and then the key, you remember that they reach around and they grab the keys and they make their way out of the jail so they can go back.
Good video by Jimmy so far. Lot to say. Good input so far by Jimmy. I have to say that so far I agree with him on this video more than most videos that he's put out so far. Almost entirely. The best content he's put out thus far. Good job, Jimmy. Way to kill it on the commentary, buddy.
To the saloon. I mean, it seems really ridiculous to me that the media wants us to believe that this is actually what happened.
Yeah,
they're gaslighting.
and also, when you're in that kind of confinement, we call it solitary confinement, you're not supposed to have these things that you are able to hang yourself with. That's the whole point.
Been in that prison system, who's been in the metro.
You mean your opinion?
Hold on.
It was your opinion.
Christ almighty. I went through all that just to skip
That
forward.
used to be
All right,
your
let's do this.
Fifth thing, right? He falls asleep with his feet up on the desk, and then the key, you remember that they reach around and they grab the keys and they make their way out of the jail so they can go back to the saloon. I mean, it seems really ridiculous to me that the media wants us to believe that this is actually what happened. They're gaslighting.
What do you think Stu Peters is saying now? You think Stu Peters is all over Kash Patel's ass about this? You think he's all over Dan Bongino's ass about getting answers for this? Probably not.
Also, when you're in that kind of confinement, we call it solitary confinement, you're not supposed to have these things that you are able to hang yourself.
Gut Instinct says Epstein was not in solitary, not on suicide watch. I cannot confirm nor deny. I thought he was in solitary, but again, I'm not an expert on the case. So again, are they allowed to say reach around? The old reach around. The old reach around trick. He was talking about like in the old westerns where they fucking poke through the cell with like a stick to get the fucking keys off the sleeping sheriff sleeping at the desk. Somehow get the keys back.
That's the whole point of the strict rules in there. You're not supposed to have 6 feet of cloth that you can dangle from the ceiling so you can hang yourself. This is prison 101.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. This doesn't look right. It doesn't.
Well, that's true too. His suicide is irrelevant. Release the Epstein. Yeah, no, that's very true as well. Very true as well. So I think they kind of, like I said, obfuscating on this. I'm not sure why they actually wouldn't try to pose this as more of a question so people could be like more focused on maybe like, well, I guess not. I guess because Trump was in charge, maybe he sent someone down there. They don't want anybody doing any digging. So I just can't, just thought of that myself. My fault.
Look like a suicide. But is this Justice Department going to investigate it? Probably not.
So the media
Probably
is
not.
desperate to attach Trump, like you said.
Good commentary, Jimmy. Wade, thank you. I'm glad you popped in on that one. Glad you popped in on this one. I think this takes me back 30 seconds every time I do it, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But I'm glad Jimmy popped in with the 2 words.
So now he is the Justice Department. Now he is the head of the FBI.
Right.
And now here he is being asked in Congress, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself?
Sir, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? I went to Oxford. I definitely don't speak like this when I go home and talk to my wife. But when I'm sitting there on the cameras, I got to act like I'm a poor white farmer. Because people seem to respect that more in the Republican Party, sir. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Does Jeffrey Epstein, did he kill himself, sir? Please answer the question.
Did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Yeah, I believe he hung himself with the stuff that I said. He definitely didn't have the material that, as somebody who's been in these detention centers a lot, says he knows a lot about, and he definitely didn't have the material to do so, which is why I said it's definitely not a suicide before. But now that I'm sitting in front of you and you're asking me those questions in a funny fucking accent, it's really throwing me off. So I'm just going to say, yes, it was a suicide.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Yeah, sure. Are you going to release some Epstein files that have been sitting on Pam Bondi's desk now for several months? I mean, I could have walked to Oxford, got a new accent, and swam back by the time Pam Bondi's supposed to have been released them files, sir. Did somebody kill Pam Bondi as well? Is she dead lying next to Jeffrey Epstein?
that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Oh,
Like before I die?
what is it with Republicans and neck nuts? Like, is that a requirement now in the Republican Party? Like, you just need your neck to look like a fucking. No, you know what I mean.
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects.
You think that's his Cash App name too? Sorry, that was too easy. Cash App me at Cash App Patel.
Victims, and also doesn't put out into the ether.
Really? So the reason why you're slow walking all this, and remember he was all gung ho about, let's talk about those. Who are the victims that you're protecting? Then the FBI can't release this information about Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. Are the victims the sleeping guards? The people, the agents who snuck in and actually murdered?
Is he reading this?
Then the FBI can't release this information about Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. Are the victims the sleeping guards? The people, the agents who snuck in and actually murdered?
He fucking is reading this shit, right?
Murdered him? Who are the victims that you're protecting? Because you sounded 3 years ago like you were really gung-ho on interviewing those guards and prosecuting them, or at least talking to them. Where are they? How come you're not parading them on TV? How come you're not talking?
How many times do you think Donald Trump is brought up in this video? How many times do you think we're going to hear Donald Trump mentioned, associated with any of this? Do you think we're going to hear that? Because do you think that's like not the most logical answer nowadays? Right? You think he'd be this fired up, like Jimmy's all fired up about getting the fucking, but is he going to go after the one person that has the most power and the most reason to not let these files come out? Or no? I'm betting a lot tonight, but I bet not.
Talking and telling me you're talking to them. Where is it? So this is not what people voted for. Again, another thing. So as soon as they get,
this is not what people voted for when they voted for who? So you didn't finish the sentence. This is not what people voted for when they voted for Donald Trump, right? But if you said Trump, then his name's just fully going to be forever associated with this in this video. So you can't possibly do that. But maybe
power, they immediately flip. He went on with Maria Bartiromo on, and so she presses them whether Epstein truly killed himself.
It's over here. I'm pointing at one of the things. Sorry, it's over. It's one of these things. It's behind me. Look behind me.
And watch this. Watch this.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their.
Jesus Christ, his eyes. What the hell look at that. Look at him looking dead at the camera like, oh shit. Oh no. Like, Maria, why did you ask this question? Oh no, I knew you were gonna ask this one. That Adderall's really kicking in right now. Maybe that's the edible. I don't know if it's the edible or the Adderall. Could be the mushrooms as well, or the amphetamines, or the ketamine. I've been hanging around with fucking Elon lately. Either way, wasn't prepared for this question. Let me see if I can open my eyes any wider. I believe they call this as Hal would say, the four whites, as they say in the interrogation room.
Opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the metro.
You mean your opinion?
Well, Jimmy, shut the fuck up. But that's the same reasoning Cash used to say that he didn't think it was a suicide. Now he's using that reasoning to say that he does think it was a suicide. It's funny how he can use the same reasoning for two totally different outcomes. That's clever.
It was your opinion. That used to be your opinion. And now you are actually in a position of power to investigate it. But again, it'll probably expose Israel, and it'll probably expose the criminals actually running inside the Justice Department doing the bidding of Israel and the Mossad. Now we can't. Whatever. No,
What's up,
here
Matt?
we go. Let's
Appreciate
watch
you,
it.
You
brother.
said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right.
All right, Jimmy. Is he getting old and he needs to hear everything twice now? Why is he playing it again?
I know it's hard work.
Did they both find a dead horse head in their bed?
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Sounds like it. Sounds like they woke up with a severed horse head.
Okay. Now, let's follow that to its conclusion, guys. Let's follow with me. Let's go. You heard that. So, obviously, the Mafia reference, obviously, a Godfather reference, right? Putting the old horse head in the bed, right? Now, who would have the reason, who would have, as they say in the old legal community, the motive to put said horse head in said beds to make sure that the people sleeping in said beds don't release said Epstein files? Can we just follow that to its conclusion? Do you think that's where he's going to take this? Right? Do you think that's where he's going to go with this? I'm dying to know. You brought the Godfather into it. You brought the fucking Godfather into it, not me. So who's the Godfather in this situation? Right? The nun father. Oh, shit. Oh, you guys crack me up. You guys crack me up. Yeah, who's she gonna? Oh, they'll probably. Are you like saying these are the people you're gonna they're gonna try to blame, like Ghislaine or somebody? Let's see who he thinks the Godfather is, or do they just totally ditch this whole comparison they're making here
in their bed? That's what it sounds like. So that is beyond disappointing.
Who put it there?
That is suspicious.
And why is it suspicious? Who does that put suspicion on, Jimmy? You're so fucking close. He's so close. He's so close. He's fucking so close. He can smell it right now if he fucking wanted to. He's so close. Give it to me. Come on, buddy. I have faith, dude. I have faith.
And again, another promise not kept.
Bye.
Another promise not kept. He said he was going to reveal the Epstein's black book on day one. He's going to have complete transparency.
Who are we talking about here? Trump or Cash? Trump or Cash?
And now here they are pushing the same establishment lie.
Who's they? Stop with the they. Who's they? Who's in charge right now? Who possibly could have the motive to do this? I
That
want to
Jeffrey
know.
Epstein somehow.
I don't like cliffhangers, guys. I don't like cliffhangers. I want to know who put the fucking horse head in the bed.
Magically he hung himself all of a sudden. He was able to break his own neck. Yeah, okay. Okay. So this is another thing that MAGA is not happy about. And we'll see what happens. So Trump looks like he's going to get us into a war. He's going to keep doing.
Oh, he said the T word. He did see the T word, but it doesn't seem like it's going to have anything to do with the Epstein files in which this whole entire video is going to be. He's going to talk about him getting into a war.
Doing the bidding of Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel. He's going to get us into another war in Iran. And now he's cozied up with Al-Qaeda in Syria. So it's a real mixed bag with Donald Trump, isn't it?
Is that what you call that? Wait a minute. Is that what you call that? That's a mixed bag? I'm sorry. Give me those highlights one more time, Jimmy.
Happy about. And we'll see what happens. So Trump looks like he's going to get us into a war. He's going to keep doing the bidding of Benjamin Netanyahu.
All right. So he's doing the bidding of a war criminal, actively committing a genocide. What else?
In Israel. He's going to get us into another war in Iran.
All right. He's actively trying to get us into a war with Iran.
And now he's cozied up with Al-Qaeda in Syria.
Cozied up to Al-Qaeda in Syria. And then Jimmy calls that a what?
So it's a real mixed bag with.
That's a mixed bag. Wow, you soft diarrhea soft piece of shit. Like, oh my God. Have some cojones. If you're going to go that far, dude, come on. Wow.
Donald Trump, isn't it? Still hasn't ended the Ukraine war and hasn't stopped funding Ukraine.
All right, so see, Jimmy's mad at him for not ending the Ukraine war, but only because he's doesn't want to send any more money to Ukraine. So fuck Jimmy so many times from so many angles, like he wouldn't see it coming. Excuse me, but I mean, doesn't it seem like the people that went MAGA for money doesn't seem like they're too happy with their decision right now. Doesn't seem like the MAGA idiots that watch Jimmy Dore on a regular basis. I'm sure they feel somewhat the same way. There's got to be some in his audience that have the same feelings as Jimmy Dore, right? So, I mean, to all of a sudden now come to the realization that Donald Trump is a fucking a con man, a fraudster, somebody that can be bought and paid for, that has absolutely no morals or principles or scruples whatsoever. Like the fact that you are just now coming out and being like, whoa, this is a mixed bag, huh? With Donald Trump, I didn't know this shit. Like, wow, he's all over the place. Who could have known this? Like, no sympathy or empathy coming from my fucking corner. I can tell you that much, Jimbo.
People are like, give him some time. Okay, here we are. It's May 19th. He's been president since January 20th. Okay, and by the way, all that money they said they were saving with Doge, they're not saving it. All that money, they're taking that money, and they're not.
Did Jimmy take truth pills? Like, did somebody inject Jimmy Dore with some truth serum? Like he's on fucking True Lies? Right? Is this like what's happening here? What's going on? What's happening here? What's up, Yakov? What's happening? What's up, buddy? Hey, Graphene. I mean, what is this? Is this the turn? Is this the cracks are forming? Like I said, like over the last few shows, we've been like I said, the Laura Luma stuff. Even though she refuses to name Donald Trump, as far as that, just the fact that it's being brought up by somebody as prominent in MAGA as she is, is a bad sign for Donald Trump. The fact that she again called Donald Trump out for accepting the Qatari jet. Jimmy Dore here, who I guarantee isn't expressing opinions, coming solely from himself, right? You can bet that behind the scenes, these the group of these assholes that talk to each other on their fucking little signal chains. You can be damn sure that there's a lot more commentaries, a lot more commenters like Jimmy that are saying shit like this behind the scenes. But I guess Jimmy's edible kicked in a little early, and he decided to come out with the truth on his show. Yeah,
not cutting it from the budget. They're just giving it to the war machine. They're giving it right to Raytheon. And
this is what I said on Hal's show, right? This is what I said on Hal's show. You can't have it both ways. The Republicans cannot have it both ways. You cannot at the same time call Raytheon and all these other companies the deep state that we should be, defunding and not sending any money to, while also clapping for and congratulating the billions being now sent to them for the ridiculous Golden Dome, which we'll talk about.
Boeing and all the defense contractors, all the missile makers, they're just giving it to them. Elon Musk is another huge defense contractor, if not the biggest. And they're investing in surveilling you. So they're not cutting the budget. They're not doing that. They're cutting the budget for you.
I mean, just think of the fucking MAGA assholes watching this show right now, right? What do you think's running through their mind? Like, are they getting mad at Jimmy? Do they think he's full of shit? Are they actually like kind of opening it up and being like, wow, we're not getting what we voted for? Like, I cannot understand. I can't like comprehend and put myself in the position of somebody that voted for Donald Trump. That watches something like this, now hearing the shit that Jimmy is saying. Like, where do you go from there? You know what I mean? Like, shit, if Jimmy Dore, the guy that's fucking simped the hardest, who, played this whole I was on the left, but the left left me, and now I'm on the right because they're the cool cats, and that they're really got the policies now, and they're really the party of freedom and free speech, and this bullshit. Now is coming out and saying pretty much the truth, I guess. I have to give him credit for, credit where credit is due. I'm not afraid to give, assholes credit when they're right. If they're right, they're right. And right here, Jimmy Dore is kind of spitting. He's kind of spitting.
If you're a working person, if you're MAGA and you're working and you can't afford healthcare through Obamacare because it's astronomical, you're on Medicaid.
well, see, again, he's like backwards spitting. He's getting to the right places through all the wrong paths. Do you know what I mean? Like he's mad at Trump for not ending the Ukraine war, but he's pissed because he's sending money over there still, right? he wants to he wants to he wants to get mad at Donald Trump for the bill and the cuts on Medicaid and Medicare, but he also wants to blame the fact that a shitload of people still use Obamacare for their health care. Like he's somehow getting to the correct conclusion through all the wrong channels. Thank you, JD. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank you, Crystal. Here we go.
A lot of working poor are on Medicaid. They're going to take that from you. Just like a lot of old people are on Medicaid in nursing homes. They're going to take that from you, and now that funding is going to fall on their family. So they're making people poorer as they're making sure.
They're making people, I mean, strong language from Jimbo. Strong language from Jimbo. He's an ass and a douche, right? But again, he's kind of telling the people that watch his show what's happening. I mean, he might be, again, throwing some fucking, buzzwords in there and Obama this and, fucking end the money going to Ukraine. Like he's throwing buzzwords in there and right-wing fucking things just to keep them hooked on. But he's also saying, listen, he's making you poorer. He's taking fucking healthcare from your family members, and it's going to stumble. The tax breaks that he's giving the rich, even though you're getting a little bit of a tax breaks, are going to be a lot more for the rich people, which inevitably is going to fucking shuffle down to making the middle and lower class take up the slack, so to speak, and we'll be paying inevitably higher taxes and higher prices for goods. I'm just saying.
Their tax cuts stay for the millionaires, and they're making sure that their buddies at the war machine at the Pentagon military industrial complex get a raise. They get more money. Donald Trump's taking him from $800 billion to $1 trillion. That's the exact opposite. While he's going to start another war in Iran, while he keeps funding a genocide in Israel. By the way, Israel has health care. Nobody in Israel goes bankrupt when they get sick. You know who does? Americans. Okay, that is beyond disappointing. That is super suspect. No good.
Still though, it's fucking, imagine being that surprised this late in the game, guys, right? Imagine being that surprised at Donald Trump's scumbaggery, at the levels of scumbaggery that Donald Trump is willing to go through, right? At this level in the game. I mean, how ignorant and stupid do you have to be like, I am so disappointed in Donald Trump. He hasn't done a damn thing he said he was gonna. He hasn't done one damn thing. Exactly. In fact, he's done the complete opposite. And I am just dumbfounded about that fact. I don't know how that possibly could have happened. Can you imagine being that surprised and like that taken aback? Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Next one is going to be, I think I'm going to have to share this. Let me stop presenting here. I'm going to share it the old fashioned way. That way I can get some drops going possibly at the same time. Cause I think this one's going to be, too good. Not to have the drops going for. So let me see if this works. Put myself here. All right. So we're just going to go through, where is it? At the state, there it is. We're just going to go through a minute or two, or maybe a couple minutes of some of these. But let's just go through the titles of a few of these right now. Right. This is news variable. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino aligning their rears off for the FBI and deep state. The Alex Jones Show. Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino now claims that Trump's attempted assassin is acted alone. Breaking news. Alex Jones responds to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino claiming that Epstein killed himself. Alex Jones calls out Kash Patel and Dan Bongino for saying Epstein didn't kill himself. Alex Jones responds to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino claiming they're lying. I love it. All right, let's just pick a random one. This is, that's 16 minutes. Let's see if we can pick a short one. Let's see what this one is.
Just don't sit there and tell us, oh, we've closed it. He acted alone. We have the files. if you're going to crap on me or piss on me, don't rub it in and don't tell me it's raining, okay? Please, please.
Hot start, ladies and gentlemen. Hot start. Hot start.
I'm just an average guy who read public documents where the elite said they were going to enslave us and destroy America, and I'm not going to be like yuppie scum and deny the threat to my country. I'm going to fight back.
Can you not, just as a PR issue, will you stop it, Kosh and Bongino? I know, obviously, Dan.
Listen, Kosh and Bongino, please, listen here. If don't rip my neck off and then shit down my throat and tell me it's a little muddy in your puddle, all right? Because that's not what the fuck I was put on the earth for, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So do not rip my toes off and then tell me that the sand is rough. Because I've been smarter than that, and I'm going to stay smarter than that. I've been one step ahead of the deep state for I don't know how long now. So fucking Kosh, and Dan, don't you dare piss in my face and then tell me you have no fire extinguisher. Because all these are definitely fucking sayings that everybody says. And the frogs are gay, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody's smarter than you. But if you want to go from being very popular to very unpopular, and
ladies and gentlemen, the reason my jaw is going side to side like this is definitely not because of Don Jr.'s cocaine. It possibly may have a little bit to do with that, but it's also because of the shitload of Adderall I sniffed before I got on here. So we don't worry if my jaw isn't working. Just call it a Chief Brody, because my jaw, get it? Jaws, call me Jaws. Chief Brody for short.
Does hurt Trump as well. Just keep going. Keep going, tough guy. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm getting angry.
Was that him breathing in the Was that him breathing in the background? Hold on. Did you guys hear that? Hold on.
Tough guy. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. I'm getting angry. And it's very...
was that a drop? Maybe that was a drop on his show. I don't know. That's fucking weird.
Insulting the American people to say Epstein killed himself. No one buys it. It's very insulting to say that brainwashed mind control, classic mind control operative acted alone. Please stop.
My superpower is being honest. I will eat my neighbors.
The one that trained, where the federal law enforcement trained, all that. His cell phone all around the federal building in D.C., the FBI headquarters. Huh?
FBI headquarters. Cash. Come on, Cash. Who do you think we are, Cash?
Stop it.
What are those faces? Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about the skin peeling off my face right now. That's literally a side effect from the ketamine. I feel it. It may not be happening the way as far as you could see it, but it does feel like my skin's melting from my face. So Cash and Dan Bongino's not a time to be fucking with the old Alex Jones, because I will eat my motherfucking neighbors.
My superpower is being honest. I will eat my neighbors.
And that'll be the finale.
Cacophony. A crescendo. A finale. A coup de grace.
If you're not going to do anything about it, just shut up about it then. But that's only going to encourage the group inside the government, the faction, to try to kill the big guy again. I'm not trying to create some controversy. Alex Jones turns on Trump, turns on Bongino. It's not that. Please don't insult us anymore. Please, please, please. God, I mean, it's like getting up at a dinner.
Jesus Christ. He has lost his fucking marbles. Whatever marbles he had left, he lost it. Holy shit.
Party and taking a dump on a plate and telling everybody it's chocolate ice cream.
Oh Oh, fuck. Dude, I was kidding around earlier with those fucking little with the fucking sayings. I was joking earlier. He actually said one almost identical to what I was saying. You call it joy. I get it. All right, sorry. One more time. One more time on that one.
Please. God, I mean, it's like getting up at a dinner party and taking a dump on a plate and telling everybody it's chocolate ice cream.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get up at a dinner party in front of 3,000 people, shit on a plate, and then tell people you've just served dessert a la mode. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. That's good. That's good. That is good. Sorry.
I mean, just do not do it. Gives me a headache.
Is that all it would give you? If somebody shit on your plate and told you it was ice cream, it would only give you a headache? I don't think it might make my stomach turn a little bit.
You know, we had a well-known, very famous private investigators that were hired by Trump's people to go spend months in Pennsylvania to investigate it.
The jaw, I just can't with the jaw movements. I feel like I'm at a college party. Everybody is fucking.
And they came back and talked about the FBI pulling up and threatening them and following them and telling them to stop their investigation. And then that same FBI now is still in charge, obviously, and is just telling us to just stop investigating. Well, we're not going to. You guys can tell us, there's nothing to see here and crap like that, but we're not going to shut up about it.
Yeah, you can shit on my plate, diarrhea it. You can shit and then have diarrhea. Tell me it's chocolate ice cream with Hershey syrup.
So you can be guaranteed of that. If you want to know about it, go put the article back up, the Hagman investigation into it. So that's the facts if you want them, instead of what.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Great. Had a ton of time to read that.
Gino's telling people.
Look at the papers on his desk. Check this
out. If you want to know
out.
about it, go put the article back up, the Hagman investigation into it. So that's the fact.
Look at the fucking papers on his desk, dude. Are you shitting me? The dude is single-handedly trying to take down all the trees in Canada. What the fuck? Get a laptop, bro. Like, seriously? You know you can fit all that information that you got right there into one laptop and a lot more. Like, it would really help. Maybe don't spend $40,000 on a desk and just get maybe a $5,000 laptop. I don't know how else I can help you on that one. Is that the end of it, or is there more?
Facts if you want them, instead of what Bongino is telling people.
All right, let's see what else we got. That was good. I needed that one. That was fucking too good. Oh, that was too good. All right, let's see what else they got on that page. That was fucking unbelievable. Let's see. This is 8 hours ago. Let's see here. Do they have more? Maybe that, you know what it might be? All these might be just clips of him doing that. He calls out Cash Patel. This might be the same thing, just other people posting it. Let's see.
So I get the feeling, based upon what Alex Jones recently said about Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, that he might have a slight disagreement with them regarding their stance on the Epstein suicide.
All right, so we got gold being sold and we got a cross. Okay, hold on, let me get out of the way so you guys can see it. So I just want you, in case anybody's new to the whole political game and what right wingers do, maybe you're watching for the first time, and I appreciate that you are. You fantastic people that continue to watch and subscribe to the channel and become channel members just below me, and Patreon members and Venmo, and all you fantastic people that are supporting me on this trip that I'm taking and supporting me on my endeavors that I have coming up. You guys are absolutely the reason that I'm able to do that. But yeah, just in case you're wondering, the gold being sold, and then the cross on the right hand side here is definitely a dead giveaway of somebody that's probably not going to tell you the truth 99% of the time. You're not going to get the truth from people like this. All right, so let's see just a second. Let's see if he's changed his mind. I don't know who this kid is, a guy or whatever the fuck, but let's see what he says.
Just don't sit there and tell us.
All right, no, we already saw that. We don't have to see it again, but let's see what this one is. Oh, this might be the Jimmy Dore live. All right, yeah, let's see what Jimmy Dore was saying about the this will be a good segue into our Golden Dome. This would be a good segue into the old Goldie Dome, what should be called the Pink Dome if you've seen Trump's scalp lately. But let's see what they got to say on here. I'm dying to say. Hopefully this doesn't go right to live when I hit play, which I have a feeling it's going to. Not the Ukraine war. It's the brutal invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Where's Jimmy going with it? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Oh no, did it take me to live? I knew it was gonna at some point. Well, what? I don't know what this is. Can I skip this? Hello? Anybody? No, it did take me live. I knew it. Rumble sucks. Rumble is just shit. What is this? Who is this lady? Let's see, can I go back? No, you can't even do it. Rumble sucks. Oh, you're not even seeing it anyway? Good God. Hold on. I'm not on the screen. A, I'm not on the screen. B, you're not seeing the right thing because I forgot I'm not sharing the entire screen at once. All right, let me go back to this. Go back to this. Then I'm going to go back to this because I'm an idiot. And I apologize. Cash Patel, Dan Bongino. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at just a couple minutes of this. Again, I apologize to people that the sparklers that watched all of Hal's show have probably seen a couple minutes of this already, but it's something that we need to take a look at for people that have not had the opportunity to do so. So let's take a look at this. All right, just a little bit of the craziness. Just a little bit of the craziness. Yeah, we'll get into where he's showing them a little bit of the photos and the pictures, and see. This is nuts. This is Donald Trump confronting South African president about a white farmer genocide in the at the White House. So let's take a look at what happened today in this nonsense.
Terrible sight. I've never
And
seen
again, no, I'm not going to play the whole thing or even a lot of it. We'll just take a look at this part. This is the this is the juicy bits, as they say.
anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
You know, they really could have saved land if they had just, put them in rows. They wouldn't have to, anyway.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President?
And I love this question. I mean, this whole situation is messed up from start to finish on both sides. Like, there's no good player in this whatsoever. But the fact that the president of the country, I mean, if you saw something like this, right, a video being played like this of somewhere in the United States, you probably have a pretty good idea of what part of the country it was in, right? Pretty good guess. You'd probably be relatively close, just going by geography, right? The fact that the South African president wants us to believe he has absolutely no friggin' idea where this is in his country is laughable. The fact that he thinks that we actually believe that he hasn't seen this video or videos like it of the same thing is also laughable. But again, there's so much to pick apart in this whole friggin' get together. It's ridiculous.
No, I'd like to know where that is because this I've never seen.
This I've never seen. And what's funny is Donald Trump doesn't know where it is either. The man who supposedly got briefings on this or had just pulled this video off of Rumble or Twitter or wherever the fuck he got it, because he doesn't know either. I'll let you know.
Okay. I mean, it's in South Africa. That's where.
Oh, good. Thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Way to narrow it down there for him.
We need to find out.
Just what an awkward moment, right? What an absolutely embarrassing and awkward moment.
Thank you so much. President Trump and his office from EMCA in South Africa.
This is where he's holding up. This is where he's just holding up literally printed out articles from like the Daily Mail, fucking the New York Post. This one in his hands is from the New York Post. I think the one he's holding is from the Daily Mail.
Anyone, white South Africans are fleeing.
It's good. It's good when you had the president of the United States reading articles for the first time aloud on national television at the White House. It's typically what happens, right? Isn't that what happens? Just for the first time, why don't we just have the camera sit there as Trump reads the newspaper for the first time?
Because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently. And,
President Trump, when will you go and see for yourself if it is?
well, I could do that.
When will you go and see for yourself?
Look, here's
Oh,
burial.
yeah, you can do that. The question is, when are you going to do it? That was the question posed. Not if you could, but when. Let's see. Anything else happen in this? I forget.
After viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did.
Zing, dude. Fucking zinger.
Get off my plane.
Fucking zinger, dude. I like that. Hold on. I didn't hear that part in this. I didn't get to see anything but like the clips of the what they called explosive moments or whatever. But that was good. Let me hear it one more time there, sir, please.
Thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish.
Oh, shit.
I wish you did.
I wish you did. I'd take it. What a greedy bastard. Look at the swollen ankles on this guy. Holy sugar. Cankles as thick as fucking peanut butter, my man. Woo! Wow, you better fucking put them puppies up. You better put some ice on those.
I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Something you hear all the time. The President of the United States begging for aircraft for the United States Air Force from fucking South Africa. Oh, Jesus. How far we've fallen, right? How far we have fallen. And this guy has taken us every step of the way. Even the South African president's like, okay, the fuck.
But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about.
Can we bring it back? Because I don't have a jet.
Talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table and talk about it.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States,
those are all deaths.
Yeah, in many ways, I mean, one should say.
No, those aren't all deaths. Those are all fucking printed out pieces of paper with articles from right-wing fucking, tabloids. Those are not deaths that you're handing. Those are not death certificates or pictures of thousands of dead people. Those are fucking paper clippings with articles.
You are a partner of South Africa, and you are raising.
Wow, brother. That hair is looking rough. I mean, that looks like, I don't even know what that looks like, really. What is that like? Somebody forgot the gel or hairspray, and just the only thing they had lying around was a fucking jar of Vaseline, I guess. They were just like, yeah, give me that. Yep, looks great. I can head out there. Nope, perfect. Don't look, no mirror. Nope, you don't need one. All set. Keep going.
Concerns, and these are concerns that we are willing to talk to you about. Let me just add quickly, you know, the criminality that we are experiencing in our country needs quite a lot of technological capability. And in one of our areas in South Africa, we're using US technology, which is able to, in many ways, identify where shootings are happening and all.
And that's a tough situation. I don't know how you explain that. How do you explain that? They're taking people's land away, and in many cases, those people are being executed. And in many cases, it's not the government that's doing it. It's people that kill them and then take their land, and nothing happens to them. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country. They're also going to Australia in a smaller number. But we have thousands of people that want to come into our country, and they're white farmers, and they feel that
we let them in because they were white. Luckily, they were white, because they would have been shit out of luck if they weren't, folks. We wouldn't have taken them. What would have happened then? Would have been all this guy's fault here. All right. Well, I think you get the gist of what the fuck this insane meeting was all about. Let's get into a little bit about the about this asshole. I don't know if you guys have seen this video before, but this is Bezzy Smotrich, one of the insane genocidal ministers for Benjamin Netanyahu. And he recently had come out and, again, just laid it bare for the world to know. Not only are they going to destroy the whole thing, do they plan to eradicate the people entirely from that area, but also that, you know, they if they could, they would withhold all aid so everybody starved to death. But the only reason they're letting even the most minuscule amount of aid through is to stop the rest of the world from accusing them of war crimes, humanitarian atrocities, and a genocide. So again, this is Smotrich. Let me see. It's big, but you'll be able to hear what he says. Just listen to what he says in this one, and then we'll go on to what he said recently. This is, I believe, this is not recent. This is what he said prior. Oh, hold on. I can't see the. We'll have to watch it like this, because that way you can see the subtitles. May these rights that are tearing the gates of heaven. Can you guys see that so I don't have to read it, or do you guys want me to read it out?
הזכויות האלה שקובעות שערי שמיים ייתנו כוח למנהיגים שלנו ולמפקדים שלנו, חס וחלילה, לא להרפות ידיים, ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם. קראנו בהפטרה היום, נכון, בשירת דוד המלך, ארדפה אויביי ואשמידם ולא אשוב עד כאן.
I will pursue my enemies and destroy them, and won't come back until then.
אין חצי עבודה.
No half jobs.
רפיח,
Rafah, Deir, Al-Balah, Nasrat, total and utter destruction that will erase the memory of the Amalek.
זכר עמלק מתחת השמיים, אין מקום מתחת לשמיים הנהדרים האלה של ריבונו של עולם, אין מקום לרוע צרוף כזה, אין לו קיום, לא יכול.
There is no place for such evil. It's the stunning hypocrisies of this are just like almost too much to count. Like, as you're actively talking about erasing a people and destroying their way of life, you're also talking about how pure evil shouldn't exist in the world. I think a lot would make the argument that what you're doing and what Israel and Netanyahu and the government of Israel, I should say, are doing is absolutely 100% pure evil.
זה הזוי, אנחנו עושים משא ומתן עם מי שכבר מזמן לא היה צריך להיות קיים בכלל.
We are negotiating with the ones that should have not existed for a long time. Talking about the Palestinians, obviously.
ומיד אחר כך להתפנות בעזרת השם להכות מכה אחת אפיים
And in one hand, with God's will, we should deliver the decisive blow
את הרשעים של
of
חיזבאללה
the evils of Hezbollah in the north,
בצפון, ובאמת להעביר מסר
and really just send a message
שמעולל
that whoever
העם היהודי
perpetrates against the Jewish people, like these evil ones have perpetrated against
לנו,
us,
הרשעים האלה, נשמע,
will be
נשמע,
destroyed,
נשמע,
destroyed,
עשרות
destroyed.
שנים קדימה.
It will echo for decades and decades onward.
חס וחלילה, אסור, אסור, אסור.
So you can just get a little bit of what what he's like. But this is what brought out in the news earlier. Netanyahu praises Smotrich after minister vows conquering cleansing of Gaza. Smotrich said that the level of destruction in Gaza will be unprecedented globally. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has praised a top Israeli minister after he vowed that Israel will carry out the conquering and cleansing of the Gaza Strip as the military escalates its genocide in order to implement its permanent occupation plan. In a statement on Monday, Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich said that Israel's goal is, quote, destroying everything that's left of the Gaza Strip, with the military working to completely level already destroyed infrastructure. We are conquering, cleansing, and remaining in Gaza until Hamas is destroyed, Smotrich went on, per a translation by Israeli outlet Haaretz. This is effectively an admission that Israeli officials intend to carry out ethnic cleansing. On social media Monday, Netanyahu praised a statement saying that Smotrich was, quote, speaking the truth, even as international experts warn that Israel's ethnic cleansing campaign violates a deluge of international human rights laws. Smotrich, similar to Smotrich, Netanyahu pledged that Israel's goal is to, quote, take control of all, end quote, of Gaza. We will not give up, but in order to succeed, we must act in a way that cannot be stopped, he said. These statements were made in response to criticism from some Israelis over the government's announcement on Sunday that it would allow, quote, minimal humanitarian aid into Gaza after nearly 3 months of Israel's total blockade. A blockade has had horrific effects on Palestinians in the Strip, with human rights advocates warning that famine is imminent or already ongoing across the entire area. Further, the Israeli military has killed hundreds of Palestinians in the last few days alone in its escalated campaign in ground assault. Netanyahu reassured far-right coalition partners that the small trickle of aid was a tactic to quiet criticisms from foreign allies to pave the way for Israel's total force displacement plan, known as Gideon's Chariots. So right there. So the little trickle of aid that they're letting is a tactic to quiet criticisms from foreign allies like the United States and others to pave the way for the total displacement plan. Our best friends in the world, senators, I know as strong supporters of Israel, have warned that they cannot stop us if images of mass starvation emerge. We must avoid famine, both for practical reasons and diplomatic ones. Without international backing, we won't be able to complete the mission of victory. Smotrich had a similar message. Truth be told, until the last of the hostages returns, we should also not let water into Gaza, into the Gaza Strip. But the reality is, if we do that, the world will force us to halt the war immediately and to lose. So basically, they know, right? They know that people are looking at them, and if they just let a little bit of trickle in, a little bit of this, a little bit of that in, not even close to enough to keep people alive, not even close to enough to sustain these people, that they can put that out as some propaganda win. The media will pick up on that, and they will spread it far and wide. Not only that, but they think just this little bit of aid is going to save them from, war crimes following this. They're sadly fucking mistaken. Smotrich said, per the drop site, we are disassembling Gaza and leaving it as piles of rubble with total destruction, which has no precedent globally. Earlier this month, following Israeli officials' approval of Gideon's Chariots, Smotrich had said that Israel must, quote, stop being afraid of the word occupation, vowing to escalate Israeli acts that have already been deemed illegal. Let's see here. Not only that, but that brings us to, I think what's been going on in the news, and I think on in social media, it kind of blew up, the whole who was it? The United Nations official that came out and said 14,000 babies would starve in the next, I forget if he said 24 or 48 hours. Gaza, 14,000 babies warning from UN explained. A heated debate sparked after United Nations humanitarian Tom Fletcher said that 14,000 babies in Gaza, let me see if I can share this, sorry, in Gaza would die within 48 hours unless aid reached them. Fletcher cited the figure during a BBC interview on Tuesday as he described what he said was a growing humanitarian disaster facing Palestinians, in particular children, amid Israel's war on Hamas after months of siege, conflict, and aid restrictions. Later, pro-Israel ex-accounts on media outlets shared what they said was a contradictory statement by the BBC, citing the United Nations coordination of humanitarian affairs, some of which has carried in its live blog, clarifying Fletcher's claim at the time frame. Let's see here. Why it matters, what to know. I think this is where it says right here. He said that a trickle of aid was coming into Gaza and 5 trucks were permitted to enter on the other side of the border and had not reached communities they needed to reach. Let me describe what is on those trucks. This is baby food, baby nutrition. Fletcher said there are 14,000 babies that will die in the next 48 hours unless we can reach them. Israel has blocked aid since March 2nd, arguing that enough humanitarian assistance had entered the Gaza Strip during a 6-week ceasefire and that Hamas was diverting the supplies. Fletcher said that, quote, this is not food that Hamas are going to steal. Let's see here. But they also say, I believe it was a statement. So it was a statement that got mixed up, but regardless of the number, I don't care if it's 14,000 babies in 48 hours, 72 hours. I don't care if it's fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 6 months, or all fucking year. That is fucking disgusting that we're sitting here talking about a time frame. Well, maybe it's not 24 hours or 48 hours in which 14,000 babies could die. Maybe it's 6 months. Is that fucking better? Is that any fucking better? Do they have plans to let more aid in the next 6 months that are going to keep these kids alive? When asked for further details, the UN Human Rights Commission spokesperson Jen Lark told the BBC in a statement, "We are pointing to the imperative of getting supplies in to save an estimated 14,000 babies suffering from severe acute malnutrition in Gaza, as the IPC Partnership Integrated Food Security Phase classification has warned about. We need to get the supplies in as soon as possible." Added to the statement, also, UK published the Jewish Chronicle, ideally within the next 48 hours. So I think that's where the confusion came from. So we have someone saying that we had 14,000 babies, or there is 14,000 babies suffering from severe acute malnutrition in Gaza, and also that we need to get the supplies in as soon as possible, ideally within the next 48 hours. So maybe this gentleman either, took two different things and put it together, or just misheard it, or whatever. Social media posts referring to the 14,000 figure took off on platforms like Instagram and X over the past 24 hours amid anger from some observers about the plight of the Palestinian babies. However, the IPC analysis to which Lark was referring was released on May 12th, before the latest Israel operation started. It estimated nearly 71,000 children aged 6 to 59 months faced acute malnutrition between April 2025 and March 2026, including 14,100 severe cases, therefore describing a period of 11 months, not 48 hours. The difference between the headline and the data has sparked questions among critics on whether the UN had exaggerated the scale and immediacy of the threat to discredit Netanyahu's government. Of course, there's absolutely no reason to. But yeah, I think this is what they were talking about here, this little statement. Speaking to the BBC's program, Mr. Fletcher said there are 14,000 babies that will die in the next 48 hours unless we can reach them. So where the miscommunication came in, I don't know, but it remains the same. It's fucking irrelevant, right? Again, this statement came out before Israel started their latest operation, so that could very well affect the numbers in that. But just some sick shit that we're seeing going on as usual. Just continuing, weakness from the Trump regime on both Vladimir Putin as it pertains to his brutal invasion of Ukraine, from Benjamin Netanyahu to what he's doing in Gaza in the West Bank. It's just literal total fecklessness. Like the shit that we heard Donald Trump say about Qatar in his first administration has none of that to say in his second administration, because they're, lavishly splashing gifts upon him, right? Just the man has no moral compass, right? He has no belief system that he actually lives by. He has nothing that he believes today that he believed 20, 30 years ago, and has held firm to that belief, and has, made difficult choices because of the beliefs that he has, and has, not done deals because they were, people involved that he didn't care for their either politics or their shady dealings behind the scenes. None of that. You know what I mean? None of that. He's fucking bought and paid for. He can be bought and paid for by anybody. Doesn't matter. He's got fucking no principles of loyalty. He doesn't give a shit who you are, what he said about you in the past, what you've said about him in the past. Doesn't fucking matter. And it just, it's pretty easy to see. Pretty fucking easy to see. Just not a fan of piling on the protesters in general. What's that mean? See, I always come in late. Bruins Brian, we're having a good lap early. Uh-oh. What's he in here? Causing trouble? Bruin Brian coming in here? BB? Causing trouble. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? That brings us into this kind of conversation about the Iron Dome, right? Because what we'd have to do is definitely to take a look at Israel first off, right? So if we slide in here, right? Let me see if I can share this tab instead with you guys. Let me see if I can get rid of this one. Where am I? Don't need that one. So here we are. Here's Israel here, right? And everybody knows, not a giant place. I think it's what, fucking 3.5. What is it? Let's see here. Can I do distance? I think I can do distance. Layers. No. How does that work? Terrain. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, we can do that one. And then we'll do this one. That's better. Can I do. How did I do that the last time where I did like distance in between the two things? Anyway, it's not very big is what I'm trying to get along. And when Donald Trump says that he is going to do this Golden Dome thing, right? So let's just that's Israel. Now let's take a look at the United States, right? Do we see a difference, ladies and gentlemen? Do we see just an obvious difference in the land mass that we're talking about here? As opposed to, you know what I mean? As opposed to in here. I mean, it just makes absolutely no sense. I mean, this is obviously Israel, defended by 10 battery sites for the Iron Dome. And this is the United States. How many missile defense batteries do you think we're going to have? How many do you think we're going to need to go up along the fucking coast, the entire coast? Inside, we're going to need interior ones as well. I mean, it's unfriggin' believable. Here, let me share this tab instead. For those of you who haven't seen it, this is him just announcing the state-of-the-art defense shield that he likes to call the Pink Dome, named after his bright pink scalp.
Very much, and thank you for being here in the Oval Office, the great places of the world, as we make a historic announcement about the Golden Dome missile defense shield. That's something we want. And Ronald Reagan wanted it many years ago, but they didn't have the technology. But it's something we're going to have. We're going to have it at the highest level. I want to thank Secretary Hegseth, who's been fantastic, and Secretary Rubio, and Space Force Vice Chief of Space Operations, General Mike Gutlein. I also want to
Definitely never met him. Definitely never said that name before in his life either. But here, let's take a look at this. So Trump says what? $175 billion, right? So it was $25 billion that he put into the bullshit bigoted budget bill, Build Back Better, that he can't, like, notice how he can never come up with anything by himself. So it's 3 B's again, Build Back Better. But let me see if I can share. Yeah, so you're looking at this one, right? So this is the Iron Dome as the shit that Donald Trump's talking about here, right? So from 2011 to 2021, the United States contributed a total of $1.6 billion to the Iron Dome defense in Israel, with another $1 billion approved by the U.S. Congress in 2022. Each one of these batteries that I was talking about cost $100 million. Let's see here. Each one, Barack missiles. Let's see it. It does say somewhere in here that each one is $100 million. Oh, here you go, right here. Unit cost $50 million per battery. But that actually isn't right either because I think it's $100 million now. Let me see if it says in this specifications, comparison funding. 210. I believe I read it was $100 million per unit. But of course, now that I get on here, I can't find where I read it. What's this say? Come to fill the Iron Dome system and directed to fill the $70 million. I could have sworn. Let me see if I can look it up. Iron Dome price. Battery price. Iron Dome battery price, I guess. Iron Dome battery price. And yeah, the estimated cost of an Iron Dome battery is around $100 million. I know I read it somewhere. This price includes the radar system, computer for calculating trajectories, and 3 to 4 launchers. All right, so approximately $100 million, right? So that is what? So if Israel has 10 of them, and we are 450 times the size, that means we're going to need 4,500 batteries, minimum at least, and that's a cost of what? $450 billion, right? If my math is correct. I know MAGA, I'm probably giving you a headache if there's any MAGAs watching, and if there are, I appreciate you. You're really helping me with the algorithm, so make sure you hit the like button, become a channel member, throw a couple $5 in, right? Maybe support my upcoming trip to Ukraine. That would be fantastic. Support my move to California. That would be fantastic. Yeah, but again, $100 million a piece, 4,500 batteries needed. That's $450 billion, right? So that's before construction. So that's before we even start building these sites. And somehow Donald Trump wants you to believe that it's going to cost $175 billion. I'm not buying it. Not buying it, folks. The math ain't mathing on that one. The math is not mathing unless, like Hal was saying on his show, this is all just a bunch of bullshit, right? This is all just for show and glow, just for the defense contractors to get rich and Donald Trump to say that he's doing something with the fucking military, right? Something that is really never been needed before since it's the technology was invented, right? Something that he's hoping that people, it's not made to be seen anyway. So it's not like people are going to be all over the place seeing these new sites, missile sites popping up. The ones that we have are discreet. They're supposed to be discreet. So he can just, yeah, it's going fine. The construction's going great, being built, throwing money at it. It's perfect. Yep. While the defense contractors get all rich, nothing's actually being done. But if he's actually talking about having a fucking real dome that has interconnecting fucking missile sites and the entirety of the landmass of the United States, the continental United States, is covered, we're going to have a shitload of these things. And I'm sure they're going to have to be in places where they really can't keep them too hidden, which means it's going to affect home prices, right? And again, if you got to stick a bunch of these things on the coast all the way around the fucking United States, that's also going to affect some people's view, let's say, right? That beach house may not be worth as much when you're looking at a couple fucking battery systems, a couple missile defense batteries outside your slider, outside your porch, right? Might have some effect on that. Might have some effect on that home price, but who cares about that, right? We can all just move, like Ben Shapiro said, if the floods happen, we can all just take our houses and move inland. Fucking asshole. What's up, George? What's up, Jorge? How's everybody doing? What's going on? We only got a couple more minutes. I wanted to get into this too. Let's see. Yvonne sent me something that I am not even 100% sure I can show here, but I'm going to try. But I should be able to because this is a YouTube video. But let's take a look at this. This is Nancy Mace. This is Keith Edwards, talking about Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace is using a congressional hearing to settle scores with her ex-fiance and accused him of sex crimes. So I just figured, I don't know. Is Yvonne, are you in the chat? Can you give me, is there a timestamp on this where there's a good juicy part? Ooh, is that Ashley Babbitt? Oh shit. All right, let's see if we can get into a couple minutes of this before I let you go.
Earlier today, decided to go to Congress, and she's not passing legislation. She's not fighting for a more just and equal world. No. What did Nancy Mace decide to do today at work? One of the most important jobs in the world. She shared nude pictures of herself. Nude pictures of herself. As one person said, I'm sorry, I hate this cuckoo ass bitch. That's funny. But as a woman's rights activist, I really want her to get the mental help she needs. It's obvious she has PTSD from being victimized by men in her life, hence her obsession with not wanting men in the bathroom I'm using. She needs help. She does need help. I'm going to
Now, Nancy Mace, correct me if I'm wrong, Chat. Nancy Mace was she was the one that just yelled at one of her constituents in the makeup store. Was that also her? If I'm remembering correctly, she was the one that put out the video of herself screaming at one of her constituents inside it's like a makeup store, right? Or something like that. Come on, help me, chat. Usually takes it. Yes, Jim says yes, Vinny says yes, Robin says yes. All right, so that's what I thought. So it kind of lines up with her erratic behavior recently.
show you those clips in a bit, but I want to get to this news that happened a couple of days ago. I don't think the liberal YouTube space has talked about this enough. I think it's disgusting. It's disturbing. It's the further continuation of the damage that Donald Trump is doing to our democracy. And also, like, it's just another example of the fact that he is an insurrectionist president, that he does not align himself with our Constitution and wants to lift up and help those who seek to destroy it. And so what I'm talking about is Donald Trump is sending $5 million of our money. They're settling with Ashley Babbitt's family. And if you don't know, Ashley Babbitt is a woman who stormed the...
I know Ashley Babbitt is, least of which we should be doing is sending any money to her fucking family. But I want to see what he has to say about I want to see what he has to say about Nancy Mace. When does he go back to Nancy Mace? Right here. Let me see.
Now, Nancy Mace was in Congress today, held a hearing to settle scores with her ex-fiance and accused him of sex crimes while sharing nudes of herself.
Exhibit 1, behind me is a screenshot from one.
Am I in the right spot? I have to like hope I'm in my picture blocks out the right. Like, am I blocking out enough here where I'm not going to get flagged on YouTube? I don't know what's about to come. I really don't know what's about to come or who. But let's see.
One of the videos I found of myself, the yellow circle, this naked silhouette is my naked body. I didn't know that I had been filmed. I didn't give my consent. I didn't give my permission. And this particular video that Patrick Bryant recorded of me on his secret camera.
And this is in a fucking committee hearing? Like, what? What? Why would you ever show that? It is blurred. It is blurred. I mean, like, I think her butt is blurred. But, I mean, what's like, I mean, what the fuck you doing walking around stumbling, like, stark naked? That's kind of weird. I mean, especially if you know you're with other people in the house. I don't know. Not something I normally do, but, I mean, to each their own. That's fine. But, yeah, just seems, obviously, to a lot of people, a little strange to be showing a naked video, blurred or unblurred, of yourself going to the fridge to grab some fucking late night snacks from your ex-boyfriend.
He saved for over 3 years without my knowledge. I didn't pick this fight. I don't even want to be here today and discuss this. But because he's still...
Does anyone really believe that Nancy Mace doesn't want to be in front of a camera right now talking about how she's a victim? Does anyone believe that? I don't think there's anywhere else Nancy Mace would rather be than sitting in front of a camera with a picture of herself behind her. I think this is exactly where Nancy Mace wants to be. In fact, I don't think there's anywhere else she'd rather be than being on camera trying to get attention.
Skirt photos from this family vacation at Callaway Gardens almost a
Jesus Christ. She's showing upskirt photos of herself. Is that what that's supposed to be? Good grief. I don't know. Fucking somebody said I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. It is a something to be somewhat gentle around, I do feel like, because obviously women who have faced sexual assault or sexual abuse or torment from a partner of any kind, you definitely have to give them some space and some grace, as I say. But again, most of those people, I would say, I would not be really inclined to bring some of that past pain up, not only to people that are close to them, but especially not in a committee hearing in front of the world where cameras are there to show the actual footage. So I don't know. Again, could be a cry for help, could be a plea, cry for some attention. As we know, people on the right are prone to do. But yeah, I just definitely a strange situation, but not one that I'm gonna tear into her on. Definitely just add that to the list of wild and wacky things that have happened from MAGA Republicans. Add that to the list of Marjorie Taylor Greene showing the those photos of Hunter Biden and the woman involved with Hunter Biden in the house. Just there's a list of disturbing things. But again, you can never know why really somebody is doing something, to tell you the truth. So. But again, doesn't surprise me. Nothing really surprises me nowadays. It really doesn't. But I think I might have even finished ahead of schedule tonight, which is not bad because I have so much shit to do. So why don't I thank people? Thank everybody who contributed, everybody who hit a membership milestone, everybody that joined and became a channel member for $2.99. Come on. You can't even go out and buy a king-size Snickers for that. But you can get a whole month here at Blunt Politics supporting the channel. You become a Patreon member. You can send a couple bucks, 50 cents, 35 cents, whatever you got in the piggy banks, right? Just sitting between the cushions, right, to Venmo. A couple bucks, everything helps and everything adds up to go a long way in, funding the show. I had to go out and buy a lot of like camera equipment for this trip I got coming up. I want to be able to take some good footage for you guys and show you some good content when I get back and show you not only about my journey but about the real life struggle going on in Ukraine. I think that would be fantastic. Again, there's got to be limits, of course, and rules and regulations on what I can show and what I can't show. So it might be a little bit after I get back where I can do some editing and make sure there's nothing in there that'll get me or anybody else into any trouble. But I assure you, I've gone out and gotten cameras and the stuff necessary to take some footage for you on my trip. So I appreciate everybody who's contributed. Appreciate everybody who's gone the extra mile. Again, thank you to the mods who keep the chat safe, who make this show possible as well. And of course, thank you to Mel, who has, again, not only put her life on hold for several, it's been a 2-year process at this point, over 2 years, I think, of her, kind of waiting for me to get my act together and to be in a comfortable enough spot with you guys as supporters where I can say yes, I would be comfortable giving up my life and in position here in Massachusetts and Boston and take the leap and take the risk to move to California to be with her and to kind of follow my dreams, so to speak. But I really appreciate the sacrifices that Mel has made, not only her but Logan as well, as far as waiting and being alone and waiting for my ass. Not only that, but the consequences of the decision. Some would say selfish, some would say selfless decision to head to Ukraine to deliver aid and vehicles, especially after such a long wait. I could see how taxing and frustrating and I can see how it would take a toll on you. So I really I appreciate everything you've gone through and sticking by my side and believing in me and believing that this one day was going to inevitably be a reality. So thank you for all that you've done, not only for the show but me and in my life. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. But let me get everybody, get you guys out of here, maybe a couple minutes early for the night for the first time ever. No, I'm not 100% sure what's going on for the Sunday show. Like I said, if I can pop on for a minute or two, or put out maybe like a short premiere type of video from wherever I'm at in the world, then I'll do that. But from here for the next couple weeks, the shows are going to be kind of hit or miss. Please don't forget about me if I do happen to miss a couple shows. Believe it's been over a year since I've been doing this and I haven't missed a show yet. So it's not something that I'm doing on purpose. Just know that if I can't do the show, I'm in a position where I just can't do the show. That's all there is to it. But yeah, let me say thank you to you guys. I want to make sure you guys know that, if you don't see me, make sure you hit the bell, hit the notification bell. That way, if I'm putting out a video at a random time I normally don't, or if I pop on live at a random time that I normally don't, you guys can at least get the notification on your phone and either catch me live or catch it after. But as always, thank you, Nordez. Thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your continued contributions. I mean, just fantastic. And just the ethics it takes to be first in line every week is fantastic. Treva, how are you? Thank you for being here for 9 months. Appreciate that. Hal said to say hello right back to you and Hal. Thank you both very, very much. Let's see. Excuse me. What is a creation of God? Perfectly imperfect and all in the very best of time. All is well. What was. What will be. Who knows? Wow, getting prophetic on me, huh? Getting all high and mighty on there, me chief. What are you doing here? I'm just kidding. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Aaron, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're enjoying Liberal Dan's broadcast if he's still on. Alvin Stubbe, thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted membership, he says. So whoever gifted the membership, I'm assuming it was Nordez, considering she was the only one that gifted that time. So you can thank Nordez, Alvin, and Stubbe. Isn't that Fat Perez's last name, Stubbe? I don't know if anybody knows who Fat Perez is. Probably not. It's that's a really niche side of YouTube, I believe. All right, but thank you, Stubbe. Thank you, Treva. Right back at you. What constitution are they following? Anyone ask? Yeah, I don't think they'd know. They would have no idea. They would have no idea. That would be great if we could somehow give this administration the test that immigrants take to become legal citizens of the United States. And see how they did on that test. Like if we could do that live in a committee meeting, it'd be like, okay, Mrs. Noem, we have this questionnaire for you here. We'd like you to fill this out live as we speak. I'll actually take my 5 minutes and that senator will take his 5 minutes and we'll give you that. And you can just sit there and fill that out and we'll go over your answers because we have several piles of thousands of immigrants who have aced this test that have come from different countries. We're just curious how your how your knowledge of the Constitution in this country lines up. That would be great. Thank you, Treva. Thank you, Greg, for the 5 gifted. Make sure everybody's thanking Greg and Nordez and anybody else that's gifted memberships because it really helps to keep this channel going. Thank you so much, Greg. Allie, how are you? She calls it your phone thing. Yeah, my mom. Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to call her. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to call her when I get off Slacks. Hold on. Maybe I can give you one of these.
Slacks. What's up, Slacks?
My neighbors probably fucking hate me. But thank you, Slacks. I appreciate you, brother, for always being here. Love to you, Mel, Dungaree Dog, Logan, and Mom. Love to all my fellow Bryantologists. I feel like this list is growing, Slacks. This this list grows every super chat. Next is going to be my dad, my brother, my sister, my uncle. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Chet, what's up, Chetty? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the 5. You're probably going to be pissed at me that I didn't see it go by in the chat the first time because there's no chance you stuck around this long. But I appreciate it. What's up, Lizzie Dog? From your computer friends who watch your phone thing. Love you, my dude. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I really do. That's fucking awesome. Raspberry Skittlebutt Dragon. That is fantastic. Let him keep the plane if he resigns and buys it from us himself and pays the taxes on it. Right. Maybe somebody should offer that to him. Right. Maybe someone should give him that as an offer. Like, all right, let's do this. Right. We'll give you the plane. You take the plane. Take the plane. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. If you just walk away right now, if you just step down, resign right now, you can take that plane and sail off into the sunset. How about that? Can't use it in the United States, but you can go golfing anywhere else you want. Go stay in Dubai. Stay in Doha where you got your golf course. That would be fantastic. Just never come back here and walk away now, and that's the deal. I'd take that. I really would. I really would. But thank you so much. Fantastic name that I haven't seen in the chat before, so I appreciate you being here. Not only that, but I appreciate you contributing. So thank you very much. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Chet back at it. Outstanding, man. Great. He's such a dick. What an absolute dick. He's not building anything, getting branding right. Thank you, Jimbo. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Rachel coming in. Is Jimmy going to break up with MAGA over Epstein? All right, Jimmy was spitting. But again, you're seeing the cracks form. And I keep saying that over the last several shows. But you really are seeing now a little bit more pushback than we're used to seeing because of the blatant illegalities of what Trump is doing. The blatant lies that he told during the campaign and that he's not fulfilling, right? People are starting to get a little bit sick of their family screaming and yelling at him and disavowing them because they follow Donald Trump and he's not producing, right? They want to be able to go back to these barbecues with something to brag about that the guy they voted for is actually accomplishing. But if they got nothing and they're actually getting shit on every single time they get around their family or friends, then it's going to start to irk them a little bit. It really is. But thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff. Tried focusing like cash. Yeah, right. Don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. He looks like this lady. Remember the Guinness World Records lady and guy? Guinness World Records. I bulge. I think that's what I remember it from, right? Yeah. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your here's Kash Patel during his meeting and his interview with Maria Bartiromo. Ready, go. Kash Patel, everybody. Kash Patel. Sorry, that was uncalled for. I'm sorry. But JD, thank you for the fucking profanity bonus. I appreciate it. Oh my God. Rachel, Israel sent a bunch of trucks into Gaza recently, but they weren't carrying food. They were carrying body bags. Let that sink in. Yeah. I mean, just the outright the nonchalant way in which the ministers feel like they can just say they're committing genocide, to say that they're committing fucking war crimes, to say that they're violating the Geneva Convention, just outright, blatantly in statements on Twitter, wherever they fucking feel like it. And the president of the United States, Donald Trump, has his dick in his hands doing absolutely nothing fucking about it. And actually, it excites him to a point where he can actually start thinking about where he can build his fucking casino when the whole place gets demolished. But yeah, one of the most tragic events in our lifetimes, in my lifetime at least, continues and only is getting worse by the day to actively starve women and children, because of what Hamas did on October 7th is the definition of, punishment. You can't punish the entire society. You can. It's collective punishment. You cannot force. You cannot. Starve an entire population because of the acts of their government or the acts of the people in charge of their government at the time. It is a blatant war crime. It is a blatant fucking betrayal of the Geneva Convention. It's on so many different levels is wrong, should be spoken about. Every single one of our the people on the left and your favorite commentators should be speaking about this more. Everybody should be raising awareness of the situation and calling out Benjamin Netanyahu and calling out Smotrich and the rest of these fucking genocidal freaks. It doesn't make you a bad guy. It doesn't make you anti-Semitic to not want to see hundreds of thousands of innocent people be slaughtered because of the acts of a few. You know what I mean? So let's continue. Where do we leave off? JD, was it Rachel? No, we did that one. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. Neil Cook, thank you, Neil Cook, becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you, my man. Hope you have a great night. Let's see here. Rachel's back. The Iron Dome is a deterrent to peace in Israel and Israel-Palestine. The Iron Dome is a deterrent to peace in Israel-Palestine. You talking about ours or theirs? Because I think you're right on both occasions, to tell you the truth. Thank you, Nordez, again with the 5 coming in hot. I appreciate that. Libby G. Morgan. Let's go, Libby G. Another fun name to say. Libby G is a fun name to say, and I appreciate you for becoming a YouTube member. Welcome. I hope you find it warm and welcoming in the chat. We laugh here. We cry here. We get pissed off here. We swear here. We're just normal people, so welcome. Fucking get comfy. Get yourself a beer, coffee, blunt, cigarette, chill. None of that above. It's fine. Just hang out. We're cool. We're cool. Appreciate it. And Jenny Faye, thank you so much. Hi, Brian. Listening and laughing along with you. Since he's besties with Putin and our enemies now, why the fuck would we need a dome? Because Canada is a threat. UK, Mexico, for fuck's sake. Safe travels, Brian. Hugs to Mel, Logan, Mods, and Lobsters. Well, Jenny Faye, thank you so much. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's kind of like the hypocrisy of saying that we're under an invasion, we're at war at our southern border with the fucking, not only the cartel, but like Venezuela immigrants that are now pouring across the border, even though he then claims to have stopped 99.9% of the border crossings. It's like, well, then you can't also threaten to suspend habeas corpus because we're at fucking war, right? You can't say this is an invasion, like we're being invaded, if you then claim you stopped 99% of the crossings at the border. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't also say now you're the person of peace, right? You're the president of peace, and that everybody on the planet respects you. Like, we've never been respected before. We were a laughing stock when Joe Biden was president, according to Donald Trump. But now everybody respects us. Everybody fucking respects us. But that being said, we do need to spend a couple $100 billion on this giant fucking defense system, just in case somebody doesn't actually respect us. That's basically what he's saying, Thank you, Yakov. Appreciate you. And thank you again, Jenny Faye. I appreciate you. And thank you for the well wishes. I promise I will be safe, and I will pass the hugs along to Mel and Logan. I promise, in spades. So thank you so much, Yakov. Thank you, Dame. What's up, buddy? Be safe. Head on a swivel. We'll miss you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the well wishes, and I will absolutely keep my head on a swivel. I'll be watching my 6, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. Yvonne, thank you. I'll catch you when I can. I'm in my garden. You won't get rid of me that easily. Give my love to Mel and Logan. I appreciate it. Make sure you're planting some fucking tomatoes. Give me some tomatoes. Let's see. I'll Stinko Far. Safe travels. Best wishes to you. Always. Thank you. Appreciate that. And congratulations. And thank you so much for being here and a member for 12 months. I love seeing that. I really do. I love seeing the milestones of you people. Says, how are you? Safe travels, Brian. Thanks for all you do. No, thanks for all you guys do. Really. For being a member for 6 months. Stinko Fars being a member for 12 months. You know, Yvonne's contributions. Damon's being here for 7 months. You know, Yakov's contributions. I mean, all you guys. This all goes so far and so long in helping, me stay comfortable in making the decisions that I've made, because, again, they're rather big decisions based off a future you cannot predict or know what is coming. So again, I am relying on you fabulous people, and I'm relying on my ability to sit here in front of the camera to continue my process in growing this channel, and to make sure we get some more subscribers, make sure we get more people watching, and that way I can feed myself as I stop being a plumber. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. Oh, 5 eggs sneaking one at the end. Boston, Brian, in LA. Where you going? Nowhere. Let me, brother. Oh, hold on. I think I have that, right? Don't I have that? Where you going? Nowhere. Oh,
Where you going? Nowhere.
You got a fucking huge guy theory and a serial crusher theory. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. Why don't you get me a bagel and a coffee? All right, guys, I'll let you go. I appreciate it. Again, keep your notifications on. That way you know if I pop on live at a strange time. Oh, hold on. Monica at the end. Monica coming at the end. Safe travels, Brian, for Monica. Thank you so much, Monica. Didn't want to close you out there and, pass you up. Wanted to make sure everybody gets their recognition. Everybody that contributes always gets recognized. If you send a super chat or a super thanks. I should say all this shit at the beginning of the show, huh? Probably be smarter to say this at the beginning of the show instead of the end of the show. Yeah, I'll learn. I'm sure I'll learn. But yes, it all goes a long way. And thank you so much. I want to make sure everybody gets recognized, because, again, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $100. It goes a long way in helping this channel. But thank you guys so much. I will see you when I see you. I will. So thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Keep the notification on. That way you can see when I pop on. Might be at a strange time, because you never know where I'm going to pop up. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Actually, I might. Can I just Logan ripped me apart for this song? Needless to say, he wasn't a fan, and he really tore me a new one. Like, seriously flamed me hard for that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to annoy him, and I'm going to let you guys out on that. And I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching Blood Politics. I am Boston Brian. Hit the like button on the way out. It's really friggin' easy. You leave in the chat anyway, so you might as well just like and share and subscribe on the way out. But I'll see you next time. I appreciate it. Have a good, please be safe, right? Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Get out there, get loud, get aggressive, and I will see you when I see you. I really will. I appreciate it, all right? Thank you, guys. Peace.
Yo, here to demolish myth. Blunt politics thrive, truth grenades explode, man, we changing the vibe. Boston thoughts raw, sharper than a Bay State blade. This progressive mic smashing systems they made. Blunt talk, no cap, we slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up the division. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp edge decisions. Microphone defender, fight the power relentless. Whipping words like pucks, their system defenseless. Palisade predators, we exposing designs. Blueprints for the people, yeah, redraw the lines. Blunt talk, no cap, we slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up the division. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp sharp edge decisions. Corporate lies crumble, hammer drops on stone. Microphone sermons breaking thrones, overthrown. Revolution breathes where the truth's been silenced against fascist tides. Yo, we weaponize the science. Stand tall, head high, fists up, no fear. This is Boston politics, the truth so severe. Blunt politics, podcast, power for the masses. Together we shatter chains and break biased glasses.
Microphone the runner, fight the power in the lilies. Whipping words like nunchucks, the system defenseless. Pulling seed predators, exposing designs. Blueprints for the people, yeah, redraw the lines. We're slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up at the vision from the streets to the...
I'm standing up here bashing the living shit out of Nazis.
Yo, here to demolish myth. Blunt politics thrive, truth grenades explode, man, we changing the vibe. Boston thoughts raw, sharper than a Bay State blade. This progressive mic smashing systems they made. Blunt talk, no cap, we slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up the division. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp edge decisions. Microphone defender, fight the power relentless. Whipping words like pucks, their system defenseless. Palisade predators, we exposing designs. Blueprints for the people, yeah, redraw the lines. Blunt talk, no cap, we slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up the division. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp edge decisions. Corporate lies crumble, hammer drops on stone. Microphone sermons breaking thrones, overthrown. Revolution breathes where the truth's been silenced against fascist tides. Yo, we weaponize the science. Stand tall, head high, fists up, no fear. This is Boston politics, the truth so severe. Blunt politics, podcast, power for the masses. Together we shatter chains and break biased glasses.
Microphone the runner, fight the power in the lilies. Whipping words like nunchucks, the system defenseless. Pulling seed predators, exposing designs. Blueprints for the people, yeah, redraw the lines. We're slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up at the vision. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp edge decisions. We're slicing with precision. Anti-fascist flames burning up at the vision. From the streets to the airwaves, knowledge collisions. Boston in the building, sharp edge decisions.
Corporate lies crumble, hammer drops on stone. Microphone sermons breaking thrones, overthrown. Revolution breathes where the truth's been silenced against fascist tides. Yo, we weaponize